What's up, what's up? Welcome back to my channel, y'all, and I am shook. So number one, as you guys see, I am going to be using the new ABH product. Well, I haven't been doing videos, so you guys really don't know what my favorites have been recently, so I'm going to show you guys that. But first, let me just throw out there that today has been, like, I am thankful, I am shook, I'm just like, yo. But if you guys keep up with me on my social media platforms, and if you don't, they're down below, where you can also like and subscribe to my channel while you're down there looking to go be nosy. But I'm gonna spill the tea for you. So today it was confirmed for myself and many of my fellow smaller artists that we were accepted into the Anastasia Beverly Hills PR list, which you guys already know is like the elite PR list where you want to be. That's where you want to be in your makeup career, literally, because we just know like ABH is that brand, has been that brand, and will be that brand. Like, we already know that. My story with ABH, you know that I love the brand, you know that I got reposted twice by them. You also know that I got denied PR from them before. If you didn't know, now you know. I had filled out for the PR and they did deny me, but look where we're at now. It's safe to say that I am finally on the ABH PR list. Like, that's a good thing to be able to say. Also want to encourage my other smaller artists that may or may have not got on the list as of yet. She is still adding people and she's still looking for people. Do not feel discouraged. I want you to keep going, keep tagging her, and just know that brands are watching. So don't feel like your work isn't going anywhere, you're not gonna be where you want to be. Set goals for yourself and tackle them, slay them, and do what you gotta do. So to get right in the video, as you can see, I have my brows already done, and I did use the ABH Dip Brow in Granite. I also used the new ABH Dip Brow Gel in Ebony to fill in the brows a little bit more and to sculpt out the brows. And I'm really in love with this product. So, however, I will be doing a brow tutorial very soon because I do a different routine when I do my brows versus the video that I have on my channel already. So I definitely want to give you guys that. So I have been sitting around for a little bit with my brows done. I did use the ColourPop No Filter Concealer to clean up the brows. So I'm just going to blend that back out a little bit more. And I really haven't done a creative video on my channel, so I want to bring you guys some fresh new content. There is a look that I did recently, and I'm going to put the look somewhere on the screen so you guys can see. So this bad boy has hit the market, and if you haven't seen this, haven't seen any pictures or videos, I don't know where have you been, but ABH is playing around with colors. Like, there's not playing around with nobody this year. Like, I am super excited to dive into this palette and to show you guys what I create with this, and I hope you guys enjoy the video. Guess what?
What?
Your brother.
What?
Anastasia. I'm on their PR list. It's a big thing, bro.
Yeah, now let's see if I see your name on Wikipedia. Probably like in the next 10 years, maybe?
Maybe even shorter than that. So I'm gonna do the other eye off camera, and then I will come back and complete the next steps. I am gonna spruce this look up a little bit more differently than how I did the yellow and pink orange type of look. So I am going to do something different for you guys. Alrighty, so I'm back. This is what the eye is looking like so far. I am going to add a little bit more. Remember, this is my creative look, so I'm gonna use my mind. And as you see, I have like the whole blue liner movement going on. You guys will definitely be able to see it in the pictures and everything. The blue liner is from Morphe, and I believe this is either $8 or $9. It may be even less. And the shade is Vitamin C. So as you see, it's very vibrant, and you can definitely see it stand out from the look. And I'm really in love with how the palette really performed. Like, this feels like a true color palette. Like, everything is true to color, even the white. It is all tea, no shade. This white is even more pigmented than that white in another palette. You already know where I'm going at with that, but this white is off the bat pigmented. Like, you can see how bright and vibrant the white is, and I think the white is honestly my favorite shade in the palette. Might sound crazy, but I love this white. And in the corner, you will definitely be seeing me use it definitely more in many other looks. So yeah, now taking a wipe, and I'm just cleaning up that corner, cutting it off so that it's nice and sharp. And I can also go back in where I need to place more shadow to bridge that gap in that area after I cut the corners, and I'm taking it all the way out. So now I'm gonna go into like my favorite products that I have been using overall this winter that I really liked. You probably can't see it because it is a white bottle, so you're definitely not gonna see it. I've been using the MAC Strobe Cream in Goldlite as a base hydrant, more so of like a primer, especially on the outer perimeters of the face where I do get dryness. And I'm just gonna take this on this Morphe brush, which is the M444. You can use this for foundation, but I think it's just really good for like adding primers into the skin, especially being that I am having like a mini breakout. I do not need to be touching my face. Next primer that I go in with in the center of the face is the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. The e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. That is such a tongue twister. e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. So I'm just gonna take a little bit on my fingers. I don't really break out in the center of my face or have anything going on there, so I'm okay with touching that area. More so of not bothering that area where my skin is doing the most. This is not the foundation combo that I usually use. I use the foundation alone, which is the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop foundation. I know right now that this color may be a little too warm or too dark for me, and I usually don't have a problem with going in with the darker foundation because I go in with concealer and powders, and that lightens everything up in the areas that I want it to be lightened, and then everything else just flows in smoothly. This is the Morphe M439 brush, and I use this brush for all my full coverage foundations, and this matches pretty okay. So I'm not mad at that mix, because I definitely know that the foundation alone would have been way too warm, and wow, the coverage is good. So now I'm gonna go in with my ColourPop No Filter Concealer. I do use two shades. One more so of like a corrector and a concealer, and then one to highlight. The shade I'm going in right now is Dark 46, and I just try to like focus this mainly in the center portion just to cancel out that darkness. And I do bring my concealer up onto the bridge of the nose because I do have a darkness there that creates like a cast or a shadow in pictures. So I try to conceal it out a little bit. However, while that's it, I'm gonna go in with my ABH foundation stick, and the shade is Cool Earth. And I love to use this to contour. The foundation sticks, however, did not work out for me as a foundation, which is mainly how all foundation sticks go for me. So I don't take it personal if a foundation stick don't work for me. Now I'm gonna go in with dark 42 just to highlight, and I'll literally place only this in the inner corner and then blend it out into the rest of the concealer to just like brighten the under eye and cancel out any darkness even more. And now I'm buffing out the concealer using a Real Techniques Expert brush. I love to use this to do this step. It really makes everything look flawless and airbrushed around the perimeter of the face. And with cream contouring, I like to take the time out to blend it to make it look like skin, and this brush really helps with that process. Yeah, I've been loving like a super exaggerated contour. If you saw my look for the Morphe event, my contour was really, I don't want to say harsh, but it was really more structured than how I normally do it. And I kind of like that vibe. And I use this ABH stick to do so. And then I'm taking the Beauty Blender and blending the harsh lines with the same side that I used to blend out the concealer. And then before I set the face, I'm gonna go back in and make sure the under eye is nice and blended. And then I'm gonna go in with my Too Faced Peach Perfect setting powder. I really have been loving this powder for so long. I'm really not sure if I ever used it on my channel for you guys, so here it is. It really just makes everything look airbrushed and it looks like a filter. And I looked on the Too Faced website and they said that this powder is meant for baking, and that's why I really fell in love with it, not knowing that's what it was for, because I use it to bake. And I'm gonna take my Morphe Highlight and Contour Sponge. If you guys didn't know, this sponge was meant to be used dry, so you can literally bake, highlight, and contour. Every time I talk and use this powder, it flies in my mouth. It tastes like sweet tarts. Like, I don't think it's edible, but I eat it every time. Alrighty, now that I'm looking very ghostly and my under eye is baking, I'm gonna go in with the Maybelline Fit Me to sculpt out under the cheek and set that area. I usually try not to go in with a white powder in that area because it leaves it ashy. I do have the hyperpigmentation going on over there, so I'm gonna use more sort of like a colored translucent powder to sculpt it out. And I'm gonna use the flat end of the Morphe sponge and just drag it in that area. So this will be like a roadmap. As you can see, the contoured area is structured, so I'm just gonna go over that with my powders. Taking the Morphe ABH HiFi contouring kit, and I'm gonna take these two shades, Blogger and Debutante, to contour. Debutante is more cool tone, Blogger is more warm. If I use Debutante, it's gonna look really muddy in that area, so I use both to mix it out and try to make it look a little bit less harsh, if you get what I'm trying to say. And I'm using a Morphe rounded contour brush, and I've really been loving this brush to like contour. It just really gets where I want it to like go. You can see everything in front of me in the mirror, but I am gonna go back into the same palette using Fabulous and Blogger because they're both warm tone, and then Fabulous is just way too warm to be used as a bronzer on me, so I should have used my ABH bronzer. Oh well, we here. Okay, so I'm just gonna take this large Morphe R2 brush, which is one of my favorite bronzing brushes, and just mend all of that together. And I really go in with the bronzer on the forehead. I don't know, I just like this area to be blended because this area is super fucking huge. And I like to just take that bronzer and just swirl it down the neck. And this brush has been my favorite recently. This is the Morphe E41 brush. It's a super large powder brush. I usually use it to set whatever's left on the brush into the face. So it's like I really don't set the face anymore in a sense. I just wait to dust away the bake and then just use whatever's on the brush and press it into the skin. Now I'm gonna go in with my Morphe Continuing Setting Mist to bring that radiance and that skin-like finish back to the face. so good. And then taking that same brush and I'm just patting it into the skin, and this really helps it set the face even more. Okay, so I'm almost done with the face. All I have to do is blush and highlight. So I'm gonna do that on camera. Then the remaining of the eyes I'm going to do off camera because it's gonna be very detailed. I'm gonna be adding jewels and things of that sort. I just really wanted you guys to see my take on the highlighter. Well, I didn't even tell you guys that I have the ABH highlighter, but now you know. So for blush, I'm going to be using the Morphe Blush Babe Trio in Pop of Fuchsia. It's more of a berry, pinky type of blush, and I think that will really tie in to this look since I am wearing pink. And I'm going to be using the Morphe E4 blush brush to just sweep it in circular motions onto the face. You see it adds like a nice radiance. And I use both of the matte shades, and I just double tap in and then just swirl it. And I'll go in with the blush. Like, I love, especially for a look like this, it's gonna be more dramatic. I'm gonna add a little bit heavy on the blush to blend everything together, if you get what I'm trying to say. Why is my highlighter not on the table? Alrighty, so this bad boy right here, so Hollywood, I've always wanted the pressed version because I believe Tina Halada loves So Hollywood, and I will always watch her videos and I will love how the highlight looks. So now that ABH came out with the loose powder form, the loose highlight form of So Hollywood, I know this shit is about to be intense, so get ready for that. Like, I love loose highlighters, so I know this is gonna be popping. I'm gonna be using the Morphe 510 brush to add the highlighter. And I always like to flex the cheek, especially with loose highlight. Damn. And I can tell you right now, I have textured cheekbones, and this is really not bringing out my texture. I love when a highlight looks so smooth against that area. And then I'm gonna go back in with that blush brush and just mend that highlight and blush together, whatever's left on the brush, and I'm just getting rid of that harsh line so it looks more blended. Right down the bridge right here. And I like how it's not overpowering this area, like it doesn't look too crazy. This highlight is definitely buildable, and I did have a lot on the brush when I was applying to the cheeks. And I just wanted to see how it applies off the bat, and I like look at this. Like, I love the texture of the highlight. And then when I do this, I just take it on the finger and I just hit the side, hit the tip, then just blend it. My bad if I'm flipping y'all off. I'm gonna set everything in with the Milani Make It Last setting spray, and I'm basically done with the face. So I'm done with everything I want to show you guys on camera. I am going to finish the look and come back and give you my final thoughts on the Riviera palette, the Dip Brow Gel, as well as the So Hollywood loose highlighter. Alrighty guys, I am back with the completed look. I was gonna add like jewels in the crease and whatnot, and I did that and it didn't look right. So I just added the glitter at the inner corner, the waterline. So basically what I did was took what I put on the lid and put it on the bottom, including the shade, I forgot the blue shade right here, which is Seychelles, I hope I'm saying it right. But I put that in the inner corner, and then I put the glitter on top so that the glitter is a little bit more blue and reflective, if you can see how it looks when I move. I also put the shade Polymer? I don't know. Like, I'm bad at pronouncing shit, but I put that in the inner corner for like the pink glow. And I'm really loving how everything turned out with the Riviera palette. I definitely rated a 9 out of 10. That 1 point off was that I definitely had to build up that purple, and purples are hard to formulate anyway, so I wouldn't expect like a perfect purple in the palette. But I just had to build that one up and keep going back. Literally, this will have to be my favorite since Subculture. And I loved Subculture. I still do. I just don't give her any tender loving care. I don't really use Subculture like that, but I do want to create some looks with it again. But however, this is definitely my favorite since Subculture. So yeah, I really like the palette. The highlight, 10 out of 10. Like, this highlight, like, and it didn't bring out my texture, so 10 out of 10. And then the brow gel, I did use the shade Ebony once again. I don't know if I mentioned the shade before, but I love how it filled in the brows after I used dip brow, because I like a more intense brow. That's just me. A lot of people may like just the product on its own. My brows are not at the point where they need to be able to do that, because I am growing them back. However, this really fills in the sparse areas where I want it to fill in. So definitely a 10 out of 10 for the brow gel. And I know that it lasts a long time because I used it when I went to Texas on my way there. So if you look at my vlog, you'll see that my brows were done and I had like a little bit of skin work going on. The brows, I definitely used the gel, and I rated it 10 out of 10 because I know that it will stay and it slays. So everything else I used in this look will be on Instagram, as well as down below in the description box, so you guys can get a full glimpse of what I used. You may want to pick it up. You can go ahead and pick it up. A lot of this stuff is very affordable. I always mix drugstore and high-end, just in case if, you know, somebody's more on a budget and they see something that they like that is for the low. Go ahead and cop it, because I've been loving these products. And this is the completed look with Riviera. Definitely love how it turned out. So if you guys liked how this look turned out, you learned something today, you may want to pick this up, whatever the case may be, drop it down low in the comments. Make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification. Don't try to play me, because YouTube be trying to play all of us, and we ain't playing games with sis no more. We're not playing games. We're here to slay. So, and always remember, just keep glowing no matter what, no matter when, who, and why. Keep going. And I just want you guys to keep going, even if you feel like you can't go anymore. There's always someone watching. You never know who's watching, and you never know when the opportunity may come. So just keep glowing. Until my next video, I will see you on the flip side. Bye, guys.